G'day everyone. Today I want to show you a little trick that can teach us a bit about how our eyes work by making a picture disappear. Let's check out what we'll need. The materials for this one are pretty simple. We need a sandwich bag. Now you want one of the thicker sandwich bags. A freezer bag won't work for this. Need a piece of paper, some art supplies to draw a picture with, some scissors to cut our paper to size, and a bucket of water. The first step is to cut our piece of paper so it'll fit inside our sandwich bag. We want it to take up as much of the sandwich bag as possible. Next, we want to draw ourselves a picture. Now you want to use a few different colours here and have a black outline for your picture, but it can be whatever you want. I'm going to go with a rainbow because it's nice and colourful. Now that I've got my rainbow drawn, I'm going to put it into my plastic bag. And trying to limit the amount of air that's in there, I'm going to seal it up. Now it's time to grab our bucket of water. You can use any bucket for this, as long as it's big enough to fit the bag in. So, very clearly, I've got a picture with some nice colour on my rainbow. Watch what happens when I dunk this into the water. My picture disappears. Now I promise you there's no camera trickery or anything else happening here. What you're seeing on the camera is exactly what you would see with your eyes in person. Let's talk about what's happening here. What's happening here has to do with how light moves. Now normally when we see an object, it's because light's reflected off it back into our eyes. The light comes from the sun or the light globe, hits the object and bounces straight into our eye. The object's actually only reflecting the colour of light we see. It's absorbing all the other colours in the spectrum, so if it looks red, it only reflects red light. But when light travels through different substances, it travels at slightly different speeds. So when the light from our picture is bouncing off and travelling through the water, then entering the air, it actually curves slightly. This is a process called refraction. And that's why we don't see our picture. We're looking down at it, we expect it to be there, but as the light passes up out of the water, it takes a slight bend and it's not coming and meeting our eye as we expect it to be. And if you think about it, it's actually travelling through a lot of different mediums there, because it's starting on the paper, there's probably a small amount of air, then some plastic, then some water, then some air. So it's probably taking a few bends to get away from our eye. This is also how our eyes work to help us see things. In our eyes, there's a lens. That lens takes all the light that's coming in from all the different directions and bends them down to a single point on our retina. And that's actually how we see. There's a few different ways you can play around with this experiment. Try using a permanent marker to trace the outline of your picture on the outside of the bag. My prediction is then you'll still be able to see the outline, but the colour itself will disappear because of those extra materials that it's having to travel through. I hope you had a bit of fun making a picture disappear and learning a bit about how your eyes work, and I'll see you next time.